Hi, this is Chef Paul, and today we're going to be making Alfredo, or Alfredo sauce. We're going to do a fettuccine Alfredo. It goes great with a lot of things, and it'll go great with that chicken parmesan we just made. So, Alfredo is a sauce that you saw a way to make it in class, just using, what, 3 ingredients. We're using heavy cream, butter, garlic, parmesan, and you just basically reduce it down, reducing that cream down until it gets thick. That's an easy way to make it. It's really rich because you're reducing cream and butter, and that's it, and then flavoring it. So the flavors that are normally or can be in a Parmesan are nutmeg, pepper, garlic. You can put chives in it. These are just seasonings that you can or not, and then of course salt. Your big one is Parmesan cheese, nutmeg, and black pepper. Those are normally what's in it. So what I'm going to show you this time, though, is you're going to make it with a mother sauce, and the mother sauce was that bechamel sauce. All right, so we did that when we did the mac and cheese, if you remember. So we're going to make that mother sauce again. We're going to make that bechamel, and I'm going to show you how you take a bechamel and you turn that into an Alfredo sauce, and that's how you would do it in a restaurant if you're going to do a lot. If you're going to feed 100 people, 50 people, that's how you do the Alfredo sauce. So let's going to go over here and we're going to look at how to make the bechamel again. All right, so we're going to make that bechamel sauce again. You can see what I have in here is, remember, I'm doing it with half and half, okay? So this has got half and half. Traditionally, bechamel is kept with, just salt, maybe a little bit of nutmeg, and that's about it. You keep it flat because you don't know what you're going to do with it. I know I'm going to be making this into an Alfredo. That's what I'm doing with this sauce. So I'm going to make a bechamel, but I already added garlic into it. I added more nutmeg and salt. So I know what I'm doing with this one. So as a mother sauce, it's going to be an Alfredo sauce. So I'm going to be thickening this with roux again. So if you can see the roux, this is a light roux. So this is a blonde and white roux. So it's not cooked a lot to go into this half and half. And I'm thickening it up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. You just pretty much get it hot, remember. You don't want it boiling, just hot. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to mix it in here. Turn it off. So I turn the flame off here like that, and I'm just going to mix it until it melts, right? So I'm going to melt the roux, and then I'm going to bring this back up. So it just kind of melts. It's hot, but it was not boiling. So it melts fast. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on, and I'm going to bring it up, and it should get nice and thick, or thicker. And then I'm going to show you how we use it in an Alfredo sauce. So we'll check on it in a minute or so, and then we'll see how it looks. All right, so we're checking on it. It's only been a few minutes, maybe 2 minutes, and it's already starting to come up to a boil. And you can see it's starting to get thick. That's all there is in this. And then I'm going to show you, so I'm going to let this simmer, maybe for, a minute or so. You don't really have to reduce this down. I'm just cooking the roux out a little bit. And that's just, I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's no longer thin. It is thicker. So now what I'm going to do is turn it off here, because we're going to cook it some more when we do the Alfredo. And I'm going to go ahead and dump it in the bowl over here. And you can see how much thicker it is. See, look at that. See how thick that is? That's beautiful. And that's our base. And I'll show you how to turn that into Alfredo. Okay, here we go. So now you can see we have our white bechamel sauce made with half and half instead of your traditional milk. It just is richer, and it's great for when you're doing things like Alfredo. It's nice and rich, but not overly rich if you just reduce cream, which I am going to be putting cream into it. So what I did here was I put plastic wrap on it. Whenever you make a bechamel, you get what they call a skin on it. Now, if you get a skin, it's not a big deal. You can kind of take it off. But by putting plastic wrap on it, it helps it so you don't get it. So what I did was I put plastic wrap. Now I'm just going to take it off. And you can see I don't have any skin on here. It's nice and clean. All right, so I'm going to take this. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this into an Alfredo sauce. So I got Parmesan, I got nutmeg, I got a little garlic, salt, and cream. We're going to start with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this in. It's hot. You really don't want the pan that hot when you do this. You don't need it that hot. So cool it down a little bit. I'm adding cream. We'll let this cook a little bit. It's on low. I'm just going to let this go. You don't really need it. You don't want the pan to be as hot as I had it there. This is now just a simmering process, right? So right now I took that some of that bechamel base that we made. Put this off to the side. I added cream to it, so I'm adding cream. I'm going to let this reduce down, adding cream. I'm going to go ahead and add Parmesan. Remember, this is a heavy Parmesan. That's what this is. Parmesan flavor. I'm going to go ahead and add some nutmeg. You got to have that nutmeg in there. Yep. And then we're going to go, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic salt. Why not? I love garlic. Well, garlic salt. You can, at this point, you really can add whatever you like. I'm going to let this kind of come up and just kind of reduce. So you can see we don't even really need to add the butter. The butter was in the roux, remember, because this one was thickened with that roux. So we're just going to let this kind of melt now on low. And you can see it's already, look at that, it's got that nice texture. So I'm going to let this slowly cook for maybe 2-3 minutes, and I'm going to add the pasta to it. We're almost done. Okay, so you can see this is simmered for maybe 2 minutes. I added that cream to it. I added some more salt. I added a little garlic salt. I even put some lemon pepper in because I like lemon in it as well. This is where you can do whatever you want. The basic flavor profile is a little bit of nutmeg, black pepper, salt, and Parmesan cheese. I haven't put the black pepper in, but I will. So now I'm going to go ahead and put our fettuccine in. You know, I just put some of that inside. Now I'll turn it up a little bit. Kind of just let that go. Now I'm just going to kind of move it around now and just let it, see, there you go. Just kind of let that all come together. You can see how rich, see how that looks? And this is how you can see, by making it with that mother sauce, you can make Alfredo for a lot. You can see it's quick, it's fast. You can make it for 100 people if you had to. I'm just going to let this kind of heat it up now and let this go. So I'm going to let this cook for another minute or two, and then we're going to go ahead and I'll show you how it looks. All right, so you can see we got it boiling, we got everything in there. I'm going to put a little bit more, I'm going to put a little cracked pepper inside now. I'm going to put a little bit more Parmesan here, and then I'm going to go ahead and you're just going to go ahead and put it in a bowl. Okay, so we got it all in there now. You got the Parmesan and the black pepper. So now what we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it in a bowl. See how that's nice and rich. Look at that. And this was made very similar to how we did the mac and cheese. Now you just come over here, put it back into your bowl, and toss that in. Put that in and just, all right. And I'll show you how we present it. All right, so you can see I just went ahead and put some chives on there and some Parmesan cheese, and there's your really basic Alfredo. Next time we're going to be showing chicken Alfredo and seafood Alfredo and how you would take this same idea and you can add a bunch of stuff to it. So here's your real basic Alfredo sauce.